Uh-oh, y'all. The #1 trip y'all voted for is now available. Japan.
So where we going?
We going to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, going to 3 cities. You get the whole vibe.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, excuse me.
So what we doing?
Mario Kart through the city, Shibuya Scramble Square, food and neighborhood tour, shrine visits, even taking a bullet train.
Shout out Brad Pitt.
And even seeing sumo wrestlers.
Oh, wait. Is there more?
That is. That's the crazy part.
Hey!
Oh, come on.
That sounds amazing.
You damn right it is. You know what's even more amazing?
What?
They going with us. And we amazing.
We are?
You damn right we are.
Oh.
What's even more amazing, we upgraded all the hotels because your sleep and comfort's important to us.
Well, damn. So what they got to do?
Stop sleeping on this deal and book it and reserve it before it's all booked out. Come on now. Hey, security shit. So reserve now. Book your spot. Peace. Or should we bow?
I don't know. Do both.
What's up? I'm Keysha E, and this is the time I got caught in the middle of a robbery while I was driving for Uber. Ciao. Okay, let's get into it.
So, the movie life.
Driving for Uber, you know, you in LA, you gotta figure it out till you make it happen, right? So I'm driving for Uber, and I typically was like, I'm not gonna drive at night, right? But so happened, for whatever reason, I was driving at night this time. I go get this ride, it's like a mile and a half. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this and I'm done. I pull up, and in hindsight, it was so many red flags. Like, so many red flags.
Of course, in hindsight.
What part of town?
I was in, I think it's called City of Industry or something. It's like past downtown.
See, that's all right.
See, I don't be down that
red
far.
flag number 1.
Yeah,
no.
that's definitely red flag number 1.
I pull up to the house, and 3 Mexican dudes come out, right? And it's like 2 passengers and a translator. So that's number 2. One of the dudes come out with a beer in his hand. That's red flag number 3. Okay, he trying to get in the car. I'm like, this is not the Mardi Gras, sir. Why you can't ride with this liquor? So one dude tries to get in the front seat, and I'm like, are there more people? I asked the translator, are there more people coming? He was like, no. And I'm like, then he needs to get in the back. Like, you're a passenger. So he tells him, you know, whatever in Spanish, get in the back. The other dude got the beer. I'm like, he can't bring a beer in here. So he's like, oh, okay. You can tell the translator called the Uber because he want these. Can I?
Yeah.
He want these niggas out his house, okay? So he like, listen, just get them where they got to go and get them up out of here. So they get in the back seat. I'm like, it's a mile and a half. It can't be that bad. But also, I know they're intoxicated. Mind you, they don't speak English until the robbery popped off.
Hold up.
Then y'all turn into English professor. Y'all, the grammar is grammaring at that point, okay? Yeah. So, mile and a half, we're just gonna call him Juan for the purpose of this.
Yeah, young Juan.
Juan behind me is knocked out dead to the world in a mile and a half ride. We got Julio back here on the other side. I pull up, so he kind of was like, through a little broken English, was asking, he felt the way, I guess, about me putting him in the back. And I'm like, my nigga, this is friends and family in the front. You are not. So we pull up, mile and a half, we get there, and I see these other dudes coming out the street, some Mexican dudes, right? And so Julio gets out the car. Juan is knocked out dead to the world. Some dudes are coming down the street, some Mexican dudes, and they say something to each other in Spanish, so I don't know the language. So I'm thinking they friends. I'm thinking this is who they about to go meet up with. The other guy, he got a beer in his hand just like the one he had. So I'm like, oh, okay. So they getting closer, then I see some other Mexican dudes coming from this way. Then I look at my rearview mirror and I see some other Mexican dudes coming from this way. So the Detroit in me kicked in and I was like, oh, these niggas trying to set me up.
It's like training day.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, get your buddy. Wake Juan up. Y'all guys get up out of here. Wake up. So the dudes get closer and I'm like, no, I don't think they know each other. So the one dude, they walk up, they like this now at this point. Julio out the car. So the one dude was like, that's a nice bag, Holmes. Julio got a man bag on. So I'm like, I'm about to lose my life because this nigga want to wear a purse. This is what we doing. So now it's like, oh, they about to rob him. And I'm like, he don't even know, right? So I'm steady telling him like, hey, get your homeboy. Juan got to get up. Y'all can get up out of here. So then the other guy that's with him, we're going to call him Hector. He's like, grab the bag. Like, what's in the bag? So Juan is like holding tight, don't want to get his bag up. Julio, this is Julio. So he don't want to get a bag up. So at this point, I'm like, there's no way I can get him up and get him out the car and pull off. So at this point, they just gonna have to roll with me, right? So next thing you know, Hector swings on Julio, right? So now I'm like, oh my God. So he's trying to get back in the car. So now Hector is kind of in the car. He in the backseat, Hector kind of in the backseat, and they tussling, right?
And Buddy's still asleep. They're all.
Buddy is knocked out. Juan don't know nothing went on, right?
Juan can't even help either.
Juan can't even help. Then one of Julio or Hector homeboys tried to come towards the front door, so I locked the front door, and I'm like, oh my God, do something.
Do something.
So he not even, I'm like, hit him back. Like, bruh, why you not even fighting back? Can you sweet? Let the purse go. What is in the purse, sir? We can go get you another. You got tampons in there. What do you have in this purse, right? So finally he tussles him enough to kind of like halfway get Hector out the car, and he's trying to close the door. So Hector kind of jumped back because his hand probably was going to get caught up in it. So now I'm like, I got to just pull off and take these dudes with me, right? So we pull off. I go like a light up. I turn the corner and I was like, y'all got to get out. And he's like, no, you can't put me, like, you're going to let them get me? Like, you're not going to protect me? They're going to kill me? You're going to let them kill me? And I was like, I'm going to tell you who they're not going to kill. I can tell you what the headline is not going to read tomorrow. Beautiful black woman moved to LA to pursue her dreams and died over a man bag, okay? So he, instead of going back and forth with me, he don't want to get out the car. So he's like, call 911. Mind you, he don't speak English, right?
Yeah.
Call 911. I'm like, you got 2 phones in your lap. You can call 9 from one, 1 from the other, and 1 from Juan's phone, okay?
Somebody call 911!
Right, who is still, by the way, knocked out. So we going back and forth. In the midst of this, I noticed Hector and the rest of the Mexican cartel coming up the street at this point, right? So I'm like, oh my God. All right, I'm going to take y'all 2 lights down, and you got to go, okay? So I bust U-turn, I fly 2 lights down. You got a head start. I get 2 lights down. He will not get out the car. He going back and forth. Like, I'm supposed to protect him. I'm like, listen, I've turned the app off. Like, I know y'all used to black women saving y'all and protecting this world, but I am off duty at this point. Okay? I turn the app off. I'm like, listen, I'm going to call 911. I'm going to call them on you. I'm about to call the police on you. So I pull out my phone and I call 911. So she's like, 911, what's your emergency? I'm like, hey, I'm an Uber driver. I have 2 intoxicated Mexican dudes in my car. They will not get out. They just got caught up in the middle of a robbery. He got swung on. He didn't even fight back. And now they won't get out of my car. So she's like, okay, where you at? So I couldn't pronounce the name of the street. It was like a Spanish, like, the name of the street. So he in the background, he's trying to tell his story. And he, like, telling her the name of the street. So she's like, okay, let me get this right. Are they trying to rob you? Or I'm like, no, would you listen to the story? They trying to take his man bag. He don't know how to fight. They won't get out of my car. So she's like, mind you, Juan is still knocked out. Dead to the world.
My man is
So
done.
she's like, okay, I give her the location. So we going back and forth. And I'm like, they coming. You might need to get out because they gonna get up here. So a little while about, I'm like, ma'am, I don't hear no sirens. What is the ETA? Where are the police at, right?
Hot coffee.
So he's steady going back and forth with me. At this point, I'm frustrated. And I'm like, what am I going to do? So I'm yelling like, get out of my car. Like, you got to get out. I'm not helping y'all get out of my car. So Juan finally wakes up. And all he hear me is yelling, get out of my car. And he like, okay, like, why you so angry, right? He gets out the car. Open the door, get out. And he walked that way towards the Mexican cartel. So Julio was like, no, right? So I reached back and closed the door. So he's like, pull off. And I was like, you just gonna leave your cousin? You just not. So I'm like, no, you need to get out of my car too. So 911 operator puts me on hold. I ain't never called 911 a day in my life, but I'm like, I don't think this is proper protocol. She gets back from the hold and tells me she gonna have the police call me back.
The police call
I said,
me
ma'am,
back.
I don't know what part of 911 says I'm gonna have somebody call you back.
I call you back.
So at this point, I'm like, okay, 911 is not a help. Police are clearly not on the way to save a black woman. I gotta do what I gotta do, right? So I turn around and I'm like, I gotta go full blown east side of Detroit on Julio. So I turned around and I was like, get the fuck out of my car before I pop my fucking trunk on you, right?
Not for a pop my.
Now I ain't got nothing in my trunk but a bunch of clothes I need to drop off at the Goodwill. But that's not the point. The point is, here's a tip. You don't really have to have anything in your trunk. You just gotta have pop the trunk energy, right? So Julio at this point is terrified because he don't know what I got in my trunk. So he's like, okay, like I'm gonna get out. So he opens the door, or I reach back and open the door. He gets out the car. So I close the door back and then he kicked my car.
You let me in. Stop kicking my car.
Okay? And I was like, I know you hurt your feet because you got on them flimsy ass Converse. So you really hurting yourself more than you hurt me.
Like a kid.
So I pull off like, I am done. I'm done. And then I thought about it and I was like, damn, it's a $300 bonus if I do 3 more rides tonight.
Oh.
Shit. All right. So I pull off. The police call back. They did call back. And I'm like, I'm kidnapped at this point. I'm killed. Like at this point. So he's like, is everything okay? how, is there damage? So I tell him, like, he keeps my car. He's like, is there damage to the car? I don't know. You think I'm about to get out? No. At this point, it was some other cars circling around. I'm like, I don't even know where I'm at. I don't know who those dudes are back there. Like, so I pull off, and I was like, damn, I gotta do these 3 rides because I gotta get this $300. So my next ride, you know how you ever been mad at something that ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, but you take it out on them?
Yeah.
So I pull up to Koreatown. It's these 3 Asian girls coming out the club. And immediately they get in the car, and I was like, don't get in here on that drunk shit. And then one girl stopped and got like a little hot dog, like some street meat from the little lady selling the bacon wrap hot dogs and the flowers. So she get in the car. I was like, ain't no eating in my car. So she held her little hot dog. I felt bad after the fact because I dropped her all the way in North Hollywood. And when we pulled up, I heard her friend say, maybe you could just heat it up in the air fryer. I was like, I ain't have to do that girl like that. And that was it. That was the time I got caught up in the middle of somebody else's robbery while doing Uber.
So, what do you think happened to him? Did you see the other guys when you pulled off?
I have no idea because I went this way and the guys. So the robbery was taking place. It initially started back here, and I came down the street this way. So Julio, when he got out, or Juan, when he got out the car, he went that way towards him, and them dudes were still coming his way. I don't know what was in his bag. But they wanted it because they were still coming this way. I could see them in my rearview mirror, but they were a little ways back. So I don't know whatever happened to him. And when Juan got out the car, he went that way, down like a side street. So I don't know. And it felt like, because I think that was his house. So I'm like, do these dudes, do you know them? Like, it seemed like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how he got back home.
I heard of Grand Theft Auto, but Grand Theft Keysha is crazy.
Yeah. Grand Theft Uber.
Grand Theft Uber.
That is crazy.
It's wild. Now, at any point in there, were you like scared, like for your life scared? Or were you like more so, I just annoyed, frustrated, like I'm trying to just more frustrated?
I think in the beginning when all of the dudes, because it was probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 guys.
Oh, okay.
Because I was
you
like,
thought they was coming to jump, yeah.
Yeah, at first I thought they were like, oh, y'all set me up. And then even when I realized, like, oh, they about to rob him, I'm like, I'm still going to be a part of, you know what I mean? And it's always the innocent bystander, right? So I'm like, if at any point somebody pull out a gun, and the fact that my door was still open and he was kind of halfway in the door, I couldn't pull off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm stuck with these dudes. And then there was some cars circling, and I'm like, I don't know I don't know if he's selling drugs. I don't know what's in his bag, but I'm going to end up being a part of this. So it was points and times where I was really like, a little scared, yeah.
Damn. No, that's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I have on this.